Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, Social Security Disability Attorney, and I want to talk to you about situations where Social Security loses files. And believe it or not, this happens, I'm not going to tell you all the time, but it does happen, at least to me, several times a year, where Social Security will either lose track of a file or they will not mail out denial notices even though the denial notices are issued. I can think of one case in particular where I get a letter from Social Security that's postmarked March 31st, and inside is a letter dated February 15th with the denial notice. And of course, you only have 60 days to file an appeal. In that case, we caught it. We had another case, similar situation, but the denial was I think it was sometime in April. It was issued. It was not sent to us until late June, well after the 60 days. And we tried to get the case reopened, appealed it. Social Security would not play ball. They made my client refile and start the whole process over again. So they will do that sometimes. We've also seen situations where a case, somebody files an application for benefits, Social Security never responds at all. In other words, the file is filed electronically or by phone, but a file is never opened and nothing happens, and weeks and months go by, and finally somebody calls me and we take a look at it, and we file our entry of appearance. We find out that Social Security never opened a file in the first place. So big picture here is you've got to be proactive. You've got to know when Social Security is supposed to respond to things, and typically they're pretty good about sending out acknowledgments to any kind of correspondence, usually within 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. So if you file an application for benefits, 2 weeks later you're supposed to get an acknowledgement that they received it. You file an application or a reconsideration appeal, you're supposed to get an acknowledgement 2 weeks later. I always send things in, by the way, when I mail things in, and again, I file things electronically now, but when I mailed them in, I would always send it registered mail, return receipt requested, so I could prove that something was actually received. So if you're dealing with Social Security on your own, I would say don't trust regular mail. Always send it certified mail so you can get a return receipt. Now again, if they lose it, obviously if you catch it in time, you can still file your appeal. If they don't catch it in time, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do except for ask for special dispensation. Sometimes they'll give it to you, sometimes they won't. But again, you need to be aware of when things are supposed to happen. And here's an example of when that's really important. Let's say that you filed an application for benefits, you were denied, but you didn't appeal. Well, you have a year from the date of that denial to file a new application and reopen the old one. So you can go back and take it as if you had actually filed the first time, and that can mean, you know, thousands of dollars of past due benefits when you reopen an old application. Or if you don't get a new application filed, application number 2, within 1 year of the initial denial of application 1, you basically have to start all over again and you can't reopen. And of course that could mean a lot of money. It could also mean losing your insured status for disability, for Title II disability. So it's really important to know when you filed, what's supposed to happen, and to confirm that Social Security has actually received things, and also to know that normally months should not go by without you hearing something. Now again, in my case, we calendar our files to call to make sure everything's going the way it should be going, except for when we're requesting a hearing. We know that's going to take about a year. But in the administrative stage, we should be hearing something every few weeks. And if we're not, my paralegal gets on the phone and makes a phone call. So that's, again, one of the reasons we are now encouraging people to retain us a little bit earlier, so we can make sure that we take care of those type of things, and we monitor the file to make sure that they're not being misplaced or lost. But that does happen. If it does happen, there's not a whole lot you can do in many cases. So the best thing to do is to prevent it from actually happening in the first place. So again, Social Security does lose files. It doesn't happen a lot, but if it happens to you, it can be a real nightmare. So I hope you found this helpful. If you like this video, please like it on Facebook, like it on YouTube. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for other videos. Again, I'm Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks a lot.